is your marketing mix project, which will be worth 50% of your summer exam this year. So basically, I'm asking you to put a presentation together and submit it by the end of next week for grading. Your project should include clear headings and a structure, show evidence of research, and try and use things like pictures, color, or any other support material to try and make your project stand out. And you should have an evidence of engagement and reflection as well. So I'm just going to take you through this slideshow to show specifically what you have to do. Before I get into the details of what you're expected to submit, just so you know that the award descriptors for this particular project, well, if you receive the exceptional grade, it will show that you have met all the requirements of the brief and the presentation is of a very high standard. There's clear evidence of research and reflection, and you have clearly engaged with the topic. So when it's graded, if it's between 40 and 50%, you will receive the term exceptional. Above expectations, so you've met the majority of the requirements. Presentation is of a good standard. There's clear evidence of research and reflection on some engagement with the topic. So if you're in around that bracket, you get 30 to 40%, you will get the above expectations. In line with expectations, well, you have shown an engagement with the brief, and there is evidence of some reflection and research, but there is some scope for improvement as well. That's the 20 to 30%. And yet to meet expectations, well, you've shown little engagement with any of the requirements. It lacks structure, poor evidence of research and reflection. So anywhere in the 0 to 20% will be yet to meet expectations. The research project, as I said in question, is the marketing mix. So you must research a product of your choice and conduct a marketing mix for it. You must also reflect on your findings of the project. And please note, it is an individual research project, so something that you'll do on your own. It's going to be 50% of your summer exam. So how am I going to grade this project? Well, your product information is going to be worth 8%. Your price is going to be worth 8%. Your place is going to be worth 8%. And your promotion is going to be worth 8%. So each of the 4 Ps is going to have its own 8% grade. For providing a reflection, so in other words, what I've learned, you'll get 8% for the different resources that you've used. So I'm looking here to make sure you go outside the box, but also that you have listed your resources correctly as well, which I'll get to in this presentation. And then there'll be 5% as well, just for the overall presentation, the structure, the fact that you put good effort in planning and the thought process behind it and how it looks and how it's presented. So that's where your 50% will come from. So the next slides, as I said, will serve as a guide to help you with the project. So your first project, my marketing mix product, will have a clear heading there that it's the marketing mix project. Your chosen product is, well, that is completely up to you. And a picture of your chosen product should also go in here as well. So that's slide number 1. Now, your product, so the first of the 4 Ps. So I'm allowing you 1 to 3 slides here. So look out for things such as, well, what are the main target market for your product? Who is the main target market for your product? If you're picking a particular product, what colors is the product available in? Who are the competitors for your product? The design of the product, in other words, what does it look like? And the use of packaging. So like, for example, does it keep the product fresh? Is it needed? Etc. etc. So if you're saying something like bread, for example, we obviously know the packaging obviously gives information, but it also keeps the product fresh as well. What is the unique selling point of the product over its competitor as well? So you'll notice there, guys, there's a good bit of research in that. So again, don't just think, okay, I'm going to throw everything I know down. Plan that out, and between 1 and 3 slides with some visual elements to help your project stand out as well. The next P is price. So how much does the product cost? So again, a bit of research might be needed there. You might have to check a couple of different websites where it might be sold. And if it's different prices, maybe list all the different prices and try and get the average of it, okay? So the average price. You may also look at the competitors, what are they charging? And, you know, again, that might be interesting to compare as well. And again, you should use visuals as part of this. Place. So the different markets where you can buy the product. Can you buy it online? Can you buy it in shops, like the retail shops? Can it be on the street, such as stalls and the Friday markets and things like that? And here you should show examples of websites. So if you're looking at different companies' websites, or, you know, if it's a shopping product or whatever, maybe Tesco, Dunnes, etc., you should have a little clip there of taken from that particular website to show where you've got that research from. And the last of the P's is promotion. So how does the target market find out about the product? Now, you should look for multiple promotion strategies that they use. So there's advertising like billboards, TV, radio, etc., newspapers. Do they do special offers like 2 for 1, discounts, 10% off, etc.? Is there a social media platform or a celebrity that maybe, you know, promotes the product on social media? What websites do they have to push the product or service as well? So you will have to do, again, a little bit of research here and try and include visuals to support your answer as well, so you can really make it stand out. I also would then like you to do your reflection. So what I've learned from this project, you should have a minimum of 5 points of information. So you could have 5 bullet points if you want. Things like I have improved on maybe your presentation skills or your research skills or something like that. The facts about the product. Maybe I didn't realize something or it's to know something new about a product stuff. So you're trying to really engage with this and come up with at least 5 things that you've learned based on your reflection of the project itself. Now, the last slide then should be the list of website resources you use. So any website that you have gone to, you should have this slide here. You should just copy the link on it and you should paste it then into the particular slide here. Now, what I would ask you to do, guys, is don't take things word for word from a particular website. So in other words, if you're going to take anything online that's, someone else's work or whatever, you make sure that you credit that work. So you have to have a list of your website resources here. And that's why it's important to do that, so that I know that if it's not maybe your work, it's someone else's work, that you've listed it here, because that's what you generally do when putting presentations together. And do not use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a reliable resource for this. And that is the end of the presentation. So I would like you to have this submitted, as I said, for next week, and best of luck with the project.